the director, Henry, Spire the brother, Spire the father. But I want to talk about my Spire. I think in the family we have 4 spires, and when I say spire, I'm talking about my spire. I made Spire as a very young girl, and we worked together. But Spire loved me despite my flaws. He loved me. He was my friend. He was my confidant. And everything I needed, he provided. If I had a problem, the first number I called, as everyone in office knows. If Bena has a problem, call, like no one else. And he knew, and he picked my calls, whether on table, and I thank him for that because he respected me. I really want to appreciate the late Mr. Joseph Mutawonga and the late Elizabeth Mutawonga. They raised a wonderful person. Spire loved people that sometimes you feel bad. But he will tell you, I'm a gynecologist. Don't you know you got married to a gynecologist? If someone calls at 2, I have to pick their call. He picked every call. He knew his calling. He loved being a doctor. He loved treating people. And I thank God who gave him a healing hand, because he knew he would be people. He loved his colleagues. Even if someone angered him, he would talk about it. Because he would tell me, so and so did this. And then you find him laughing with so and so. And you're like, But then you say, I have to tell you, who will I tell? Okay? So I don't know who I'm going to tell. Spire loved his children, like they've said. He was the apple of his eye. But he also loved the boys to be groomed into strong men. Because he would tell me, you're spoiling my boys. You're making them soft. He would always blame me for that. Robert, Henry, Haley, Benja. I know, even though Daddy has gone so quick, that is where the questions come in, why? But I don't know why God decided that, and I leave it into his hands. But I know we shall move on. The family, my in-laws, I'm grateful. I've never seen such in-laws. Everyone loves the other person, everyone helps the other person. So I'm also strong that I know I have in-laws who care. I also want to talk about Spire, the hardworking person. I've never seen someone work like Spire. Actually, most of our petty quarrels came from, you say you're overworking yourself. Maybe there's a time he got a scare, maybe he didn't tell other people. He was in Kusuri hospital and he got a scare because I think his heart stopped a bit for some minutes. And actually he had a line of patients waiting. So the first person he called was me and he said, you know what, I had a scare. I'm so worried. Let me go and see Dr. Chris if you're around. Let me go and see Dr. Chris and do the echo. By the way, I had also learned some medical terminology. But then he's like, you know, Dr. Chris says I'm fine. But he's someone who cared about his health, like Uncle Julia said, he takes his blood pressure. I don't know. Because he also cared for me and said, you don't have to eat that. Would you do this? Would you do that? You're going to die before me. And I wish I had taken this test. Because I know he would do everything I do. As I can't fit in these shoes. They are so big. They are so big. He had a big heart. He loved sharing. If he learned something, he would share freely. Maybe to make a correction, the IVF masters he had completed and he had passed. And he was excited. And he had enrolled on another master's program, and I was like, what is this? You said this is the last one. He always wanted, and if he set his heart onto doing something, however much you talked, I think Femcare people can bear me with me. However much you discouraged, and just kind of said, you're my negative voice, get away from here. Because he has spent a whole 1.5 years, that is also where my other pain is. Spire has spent a whole 1.5 years trying to form an IVF clinic. I feel sad when these mothers come to me. They can't have children. They are so sad. So we started the first year. Things didn't go well. He had hiccups. He had what? And I told him, why don't you leave it? Because he was paying rent every month, but the place was not working for 1.5 and paying a lot of money. He was also paying employees who are not doing because he wants to keep them. And I feel sad because that was his dream. I don't know, but I thank God because last Wednesday, because on the whole week from Monday was that we are picking eggs on Wednesday. And I was like, now ladies lay eggs like chicken just lay. I said, no, that's the time. We are picking eggs on Wednesday. Our first patients for the clinic are on Wednesday. Wednesday he woke up very early in the morning. He didn't even have breakfast. He was very excited. These are the first patients because he talked about Femcare. This is my baby. He birthed the baby. He had started nurturing the baby. Femcare, please. I know it's a group of gynecologists and I trust in you because Spire has been talking good things about you. Please